Hi, I'm Johanna Pink, the principal investigator of the ERC-funded research project GloQur, the Global Qur'an, which deals with the transnational dimensions of Qur'an translation. There's an inherent tension in Qur'an translation because on the one hand, the Qur'an is a global text. Islam is a global religion after all, and there's also such a thing as a global exegetical tradition. At the same time, Qur'an translation is by definition the reconstruction of this text in a particular language which targets a specific community of speakers. For example, if we think of languages such as Bantonese or Polish, the Qur'an translation into these languages addresses Bantonese speakers or speakers of Polish. However, some languages transcend borders and some actors and institutions do the same. And it is this attempt to produce and distribute Qur'an translations across borders transnationally that GloCo is interested in. With these video presentations, this series of presentations, we invite you to get to know our team and gain insight into some of the really fascinating issues we are currently thinking about. And when I say currently, this is me talking in 2021. The attempt to produce Qur'an translations for a transnational audience and for the purposes of dawah, the call to Islam, not only among local Muslims, but also in the heartland of empire, started in British India in the early 20th century. And the most active and persistent actors behind this attempt were the Ahmadiyya movements. Until today, these movements have produced Qur'an translations into many languages. And for many languages, even they were the first, or at least the first Muslims to do so, whether it is German or Swahili. Kamran Khan, in his video, will tell you more about the early history of these efforts in the context of the British Empire. Empires had a lasting impact beyond the political demise of the big colonial empires. We still see that impact in the spread of their languages, all of which have become languages of Islam in a way because they are used by large Muslim communities as first or second languages. English is, of course, the most global language, or in the terminology of the sociolinguist Abraham de Swan, the only hypercentral language today. But French and Russian also hold wide appeal, and even Dutch has a post-colonial diaspora community of Indonesians in the Netherlands. The talks by Elvira Kulieva and Julia Rizwan explore what happens when Muslims translate the Quran in these former languages of empire. For example, they have to deal with the question how to transfer Islamic theological concepts to these languages which have a Christian history and where Arabic Islamic terminology is not part of the standard vocabulary. And they have to navigate the expectations and sensitivities of their audiences, which might sometimes clash with what pre-modern exegetes considered normal, if you just think of the field of gender relations. Another thing they have to navigate is the non-Muslim gaze, which would hardly be an issue for translation into Urdu or Bahasa Indonesia, but is very much present as soon as we're talking about Russian or Dutch. Now, beyond the demands of individual languages, there are also attempts to standardize the approach to Quran translation and to distribute translations into many languages across the regions and continents. Mikhailo Jakubovic in his talk will discuss nation states that make a particular effort to play a role in transnational Quran translation. And these are particularly Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. And he's going to discuss the question to what extent they are attempting and managing to produce such a thing as an official or authoritative translation of the Quran. Now, one of the reasons why this might be a problem is the fact that the Islamic exegetical tradition is not uniform. It is not that clear what the authoritative approach to particular exegetical problems in the Quran actually looks like. Exegetes have been grappling with many problems in the Quran, and in many cases they have come to different conclusions, and there's a variety of opinions, all of which are considered legitimate by many exegetes. In some cases, there's a clear majority opinion, but even then, minority opinions do exist, and translators could theoretically draw on them. Translations might even have the potential to popularize minority opinions. And Sohaib Said in his talk gives us more context on this issue based on a particular case study. I do hope you will enjoy these videos. If you do, check out our website and follow us on Facebook or Twitter to be up to date about our content. Because we're so excited about our research, we want to share it, and we produce new content at least once a week. If you have any suggestions or questions about things that are of particular interest to you, feel free to drop us a line. And now, welcome to the presentations of the GloCo team. Enjoy.